Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Kristen, and today we're going to be doing a workout on the Pilates Pro chair. In the Pilates studio we call this the Wonder chair, but this specific brand is called the Pro chair that you'll likely have at home. Today we're going to be doing a workout with a 2 high spring setting. I'm going to be doing separate videos with the other spring settings, but today we're going to look at all the exercises with the 2 high springs. So let's get started. So our first few exercises will start seated, and there's a few things to note in your setup. You should try to sit really to the middle of the chair. You want to avoid being too far back, and then you don't want to be too far forward either. And then your foot position on the pedal is important as well. You want to feel that the base of your toes is on the pedal, so it almost feels like you're wrapping your toes around the pedal. And then you want to leave enough space, like your big toe is going to come right up to the edge of the padded portion of the pedal, which leaves maybe relatively a fist distance of space between your big toe knuckles. Next is going to be how we hold these handles. Now, it might be specific to body types. You might have to play with this a little bit to find what works. But for me here, I'm going to just bring my hands through the inside of the handles, and I'm going to hold where the padded portion just about ends. So you want to feel you're up tall on your sit bones. Feel like you're lifting all of your back bones up to the ceiling. You're pulling your low abdominals in. And feel like a little pull down against the handles. Your shoulders will be up and back. Make sure you're looking straight ahead. So we're going to start with 3 tempos here. First, I want you to press the pedal down until your thighs are level to the floor. Then we're going to focus on pulling the pedal up. We're going to go slowly first, 10 times. So you'll pull the pedal up, press it down, up, press it down. And again, we're not trying to press the pedal all the way to the floor. If you're taller, it might reach the floor, but we're really just looking for your thighs to be level. The emphasis is more on the up. And when you lift the pedal up, grow tall. When you press the pedal down, pull your low abdominals in. We'll take 2 more times here. And then pause with the pedal level. Now we're going to go into our second tempo, which will be more medium. So we're going to go up, press, up, press, up. Another thing to watch for is that your pelvis tries to remain as steady as possible. You don't want it wobbling back and forth. 4 more. Keep remembering low abdominals, grow tall. And then pausing with your thighs level. Here's our third tempo. Are you ready? We're going to go faster. We're going to pull up, press, up, press, up. And then just keep focusing on the same things. Pull down against your handles. Let that help you grow a little taller. 2 more. And then we'll pause with your thighs level. This is single leg pumping. So we're going to take one leg off of the pedal. Try to keep your thigh, again, level to the floor, even if your knee is bent. This is very slow for 5 times. Pull your pedal up, press it down. Up, press. Try to keep your heel lifted as high as you can on the pedal. 1 more. We'll pause, switch legs. Pull up, press, up, press. Try to be as straight as you can to the ceiling, no leaning back. And then we'll pause with both thighs level, both feet on the pedal. Walk the arches of your feet on the pedal so that you can lift it up safely all the way until the springs are released. Take your feet down. Next, we're going to move to standing. So now that we're going to be standing, we have to make a safety note about this specific chair. It's not designed the best, and so there's some things that you have to watch out for. So when we're going to be standing here, this chair is really not balanced very well. So if you pull back against the chair, especially if your feet are on the pedal, it can tip over backwards fairly easy. So anytime that we have a foot on the pedal, I want you to make sure that your weight is forward. Don't lean back and don't pull back against the chair. So we're starting, this is called the press down front. Start with your hands on top of the handles, and you want to hold them in a place that you can make a strong fist. Now, remember, even though you're making a strong fist, don't pull against the chair. Place 1 foot onto the pedal, and again, you'll place the base of your toes on and pretty much line up your big toe with where the end of the padding meets towards the middle of the pedal. Lean forward a little and press the pedal down. Now, after you press the pedal down, do keep your weight a little forward, but stand as tall as you can, as long as you feel like you have good balance and you're not going to fall backwards. Try to lift your pedal heel up high, and then we need to square your hips a bit. So the leg that's on the pedal, feel that side of your hip square back a little bit, and the opposite side, your standing leg hip square forward. Keep trying to lift your pedal heel and resist the pedal up only to the point you can keep good command of your springs, and then press the pedal back down. And again, up, resist the springs, press it down. You're trying to fight for that high heel. It's harder than it seems. Remember to deepen your low abdominals right below your navel and grow tall through your spine. Resist looking down at your foot. Keep looking straight ahead. We'll go 4 more here. Your objective is not to lift the pedal up as high as you can because you want to keep your pelvis steady. Last one. And we're going to press the pedal down. And before we switch legs, lean forward. Lift your pedal up all the way. Then take your foot to the floor. And we switch. Be mindful of where your standing foot is. Make sure it's still pretty much lined up to where it was on the pedal and it's not too wide and it's not crossed over to the other side. Lean forward, press the pedal down. Bring yourself back a little bit, but don't pull on your chair. Lift your pedal heel, square your pedal hip back, your standing hip forward. Resist the pedal up, press it down. Up and press. Always resisting springs. Breathe deep, regenerate your low abdominals. Keep lifting that heel. We'll go 3 more times. And then we'll press the pedal down. You lean forward, lift the pedal back up all the way. Take your foot down. Now, if these exercises seem really heavy on the spring tension, if you're a little more petite in stature, you can always play with the spring setting and lighten it a bit as you need to. Most of the time we do try to keep these too high springs, but adjust accordingly. Next, we're going to do the press down crossover, and setting up the pedal can be a little bit tricky here, so bear with me and watch the steps carefully. So setting up kind of how we did for the last exercise, place one foot on the pedal, lean forward and press it down. Now, in order to get where we need to be, you're going to step your other foot on this silver part of the pedal that's very close to the padded portion. And again, these chairs aren't made the best, so do be careful. Then don't step too close to the spring. Stay closer to the pedal. Again, don't pull back against the chair. So with your foot that's still on the padded portion of the pedal, bring it back so that your heel is towards the very back edge of the pedal. And you have maybe your pinky toe and that outer edge of your foot hanging off the edge a little bit. So now the foot that's inside, you're going to do this little cross behind you. If you can, if it's available to you, place your foot on the platform. If that doesn't quite work, you can place your foot on the floor, but especially if you're a little bit smaller, keep your foot up on the platform. So now notice where I'm holding here. I'm holding with one hand on the handle, other hand on the hip. So you're trying to square forward as best as possible. And then this is not a very big action. You're going to start to lift the pedal up and keep your whole foot on the pedal. Press it back down. Up, press. So this is working a very specific part on the outside of your glute here. And it's not a huge motion because, again, we want to keep your pelvis square and steady. We'll do 3 more here. Always resisting springs. Press the pedal down. Okay, so the foot that's on the platform, you're going to uncross it. Bring it back to this metal part here. Square off in front of the chair. Okay, now your opposite foot is going to go on that metal part so that you can step this foot behind. Heel is all the way to the back and just about your pinky toe off the edge. This other leg is going to cross behind, on the platform if you can, on the floor if you can. Hand on the hip, one hand on the handle, square off, resist the pedal, press it down. Really keep a strong reach through your heel. Keep growing tall, keep pulling in your low abdominal. As you have your hand on your hip, just watch that there's no movements. Try to keep it absolutely still. 2 more. Press the pedal down. Carefully turn back, so you want to get your foot again on the inside of the metal there. Square yourself off, keep your weight forward, 1 foot on the floor. Lean forward as you lift the pedal up. Take your foot down. Take your hands off the handles. So the last few exercises we'll be doing will be standing up on the chair or going up in the air. These are advanced exercises. Admittedly, they're a little bit dangerous, so you should be very confident in your command of the chair and your strength and ability to do these exercises. If there's any question whatsoever, I suggest you leave these exercises out. We're going to go through the same safety precautions. So as we set up here, our first exercise is called going up front, and you'll place one foot onto the pedal. Hold on to the handles, lean forward, press the pedal down. And go ahead and step your other foot on the pedal and just get used to having your weight forward, like you're pitching forward from your ankles, you're leaning towards the chair. Then we're going to take one foot up to the top of the chair and leave about 1 inch of space from the end of your big toe to the end of the chair. And then move your hands a little more to the top of the handles. Now, before we even get moving here, pull your low abdominals in, and your leg that's on the pedal, square that hip forward. And the leg that's up on the chairs, try to square that hip back. Look straight ahead of you and let the pedal lift you up, but you're going to feel like you press a lot into this top leg. Come all the way up until your arms are straight. And then resist the pedal down, but try to keep it just off the floor. So you keep the spring engaged and go up and resist it down. You will be leaning slightly forward. Keep the pace very slow. Resist gravity on the way down. And make sure you feel the base of your toes are securely on the pedal. We're going to control the pedal all the way down to the floor to switch legs. Bring your top foot down to the pedal and switch. Keep leaning forward. This time, this hip is the one that squares forward, the other one squares back. Look ahead of you, let the pedal lift you up, but press into that top leg, all the way up to straight arms. Resist down, maybe about 3/4 of the way. Keep it off the floor. All the way up and 3/4 down. Keep pulling in your low abdominals and thinking about the squaring of your pelvis. 2 more slow. And then we're going all the way down. So the next exercise here, we're going to stand on the pedal with both feet for a moment. Here's our transition. So again, as we're setting up, you're going to place one foot on the metal portion. Go ahead and stand facing one direction so that one foot can be on the pedal again with your heel towards the back. And then you're going to take your other foot up to the top. This is called going upside. You want your big toe to be pretty much lined up with the back corner of the chair, the side that you're facing, and your knee is right over top of the middle of your foot, pretty much in line with your second toe. Keep leaning a little into the chair. One hand goes on the handle, other hand goes on your hip. Try to square yourself forward without your knee coming with you. So you try to pull the hip back, pull the shoulder back, pull your low abdominals in, and then we're going to go up. All the way up. Resist back down. All the way up. Resist back down. Feel like you're hugging with that pinky toe side of your foot against the outer edge of the pedal. And we'll go one more time. Resist it all the way down. Okay, your top foot, go ahead and step it back to the metal just so that you can square off to the front. And then we're going to step with the opposite foot on the metal. Turn around to face the other way. So your heel is lined up all the way to the back. Get that pinky toe side of your foot just off. And then the other foot up to the top. Big toe lines up to the corner. Knee over the second toe. One hand on the handle, one hand on your hip. Square off. Pull the hip back, pull the shoulder back, pull your low abdominals in. We go up and resist it down. Make sure that your heel really stays towards that edge of the pedal. I just did a little adjustment. All the way up. Resist down. Try to keep your top knee steady and tracking over your foot. Keep the whole length of your other foot on the pedal. One more time. Resist down. Okay, both hands on the handles. One foot on the metal so that you can square off. One foot on the floor. Keep leaning forward, lift the pedal up. Take your foot down. So we're down to 2 more exercises that are going to be focusing on the upper body a bit more, specifically the shoulders and the triceps. So if you have any shoulder issues, you may want to leave this exercise out. We'll do one version that's a little more modified and then another version that's more advanced. So again, we're going to be kind of standing up on the chair. So if we square off in front, hold your handles, 1 foot on the pedal, lean forward, press it down, other foot on. To get started with this exercise, we're going to set up a little bit like we did for the going up front. Place 1 foot on top of the chair. Now, come all the way up until your arms are straight. Once your arms are straight, keep leaning forward, roll your shoulders back, and then the foot that's on the chair, bring it back to the pedal. Now, keep rolling your shoulders on your back, abdominals in, stay in a very straight line, and then start to bend your elbows as far down as you can. Keep rolling your shoulders back, press back up. And again, resist down, press back up. Really keep pulling those abdominals in. Heels are high. Keep rolling your shoulders back. We're going to stop at 6, but you can certainly do more. Okay, so then we're just going to let the pedal come gently down. Keep leaning forward all the way. And then we're going to do one facing backwards. So this is the more advanced one. So again, step on the metal part of the pedal. Carefully turn yourself around. Keep your weight in towards the chair so that you're facing backwards. Your hands are behind you. It's a little harder to get your shoulders to roll back here. We'll get them rolled back after we get up in the air. Lean back a little. Press all the way up until your arms are straight. Then get those shoulders back, abdominals in. Look straight ahead. Bend your elbows as far as you can. Press back up to straight arms. Bend and press. Keep checking both your low abdominals and your shoulders. We'll do 2 more. And after you press all the way up for the last time, slowly come all the way down. And then very carefully get your heel down on the metal part. Turn yourself carefully around. Do all these movements slowly. Keep leaning into the chair. 1 foot goes on the floor. Lean forward, lift your pedal up. Take your foot down. Take your hands off the handles. So that concludes all of our 2 high spring exercises. Again, I'll be doing future videos with different spring settings. If you liked this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe with notifications if you'd like to see future videos. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!